We should stop shying away from creating wealth, from seeking wealth, from creating riches for ourselves, for our children, our families, you know, for our visions, because wealth is power, guys. Okay, wealth is power. We should decide to stop living on the sideline, just staying on the sideline, watching other people create impactful businesses and empires for themselves, traveling the world, having outstanding homes, you know, and we are just on the sideline on TikTok, on Instagram, scrolling through and just liking other people's achievements, their wealth, the work that they have built for themselves, right? We should also want this for ourselves, and we should stop shying away from creating this wealth and having this kind of conversations, right? So on today's book review episode, I'm gonna share 5 lessons on building wealth. So if you are not building yours, you are going to start building your wealth, honey, okay? And if you are already building yours and, well, you still have a few things that you need to learn, well, today's video is all about building wealth, okay? This book is literally a practical classic, okay? It's a classic. It was published in 1926, first published in 1926, hence it's a classic, right? It shows it has wisdom. The wisdom in this book is phenomenal, all right? The name of the book is The Richest Man in Babylon. It was written by Goerge Clason, and yeah, I said it's a classic because it's ageless. It's been here for quite some time. I said 1926, guys, right? So yeah, there's just some rules around the world, around the creation in the world on earth that just don't change, right? And if we don't tap into it and stop ignoring these certain laws of life, man, we will be holding ourselves back, right? So in today's video, we are sharing 5 lessons on building wealth that I've also started tapping into, that I've started learning exactly from this book, The Richest Man in Babylon. All right, so let's get into it. Before we do, I would like to again thank my returning subscribers. I see you. I'm rooting for you always. I believe in you. You've got this. I love you. Yeah, and if you're stopping here for the first time, I would like to invite you to be part of the family. My name is lmuukua, founder of Empowering Immigrants. I create content that just helps immigrants to stay equipped, to stay on top of their goals, their visions, right? We came here with a vision, with a plan, right? We left home with a plan, with a vision, and I just want us all to focus to hit our goals, right? And I also create videos around Germany to just help you stay informed and equipped with whatever it is that you will need to just settle easily in Germany. So if this is a community that you would love to be part of, you're welcome. You're welcome to hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell, so that next time I upload a video, you will be notified. All right, so let's get into today's video. So the lessons that we're going to talk about today are literally lessons that is going to help us, teach us exactly how to acquire money, how to keep money, and how to use money, right? So starting off with lesson 1 is time and study, right? Time and study, gaining knowledge. So that is lesson 1, is time and study, right? So I'm gonna read a quote from the book, and it reads, as for time, all men have it in abundance. Each of you have let slip by sufficient time to have made yourselves wealthy, right? So time is of importance, right? There's also a scripture in the Bible that relates to that I want to speak about. I know, lol. Every video that I made is driven by a certain scripture in the Bible or inspired by a certain scripture in the Bible. I always share a scripture, and I think, hey guys, I love the Bible, right? I love the Bible. I love reading the Bible. I spend a lot of time reading the Bible. So obviously every time I'm preparing for a video or whatever, I remember a scripture that I read that just oh, the Bible even says that, right? So that's where I get the root of my wisdom comes from the Bible, okay? So yeah, trust me to always share a scripture from the Bible. from like when I do these videos, right? So the scripture that inspired this lesson 1 from the Bible is from Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11, and it reads 11. I've seen something else under the sun. The race is not to the swift or the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise, or wealth to the brilliant, or favor to the land, right? But time and chance happen to them all. Okay? You guys feel me? The only thing, the most important thing is time, and time comes to us all, right? So guys, time is of importance, right? If you wake up every day, you show up and you always have productive days, right? There's no way, trust me, there's no way you will not set yourself up for wealth creation. Because you are having productive days, you are doing something that is productive, that will add value to your life, right? So lesson 1 is time, okay? Time and study, because guys, like lying in bed, covering yourself and not getting up and being productive will not help you to build wealth, okay? So yeah, so time is of importance. You should respect time. It's the only commodity that you have that will always play, that will never play against you, right? So make use of your time, and then linked to that is study. Study means just to gain knowledge, okay? Craft your skill, have keep on learning, add value to your life, right? When you learn, when you create new skills all the time, you will always be at the better side of life. You will be at the better side of offering something, a product. Even in your career, right? When you continuously learn and you are the best at what you do, there's no way that life will just pay, the universe will pay you back, right? Opportunities also do not come to those that are unprepared. Opportunities will always keep on coming, right? But if you are unprepared, if you are unqualified, right, these opportunities will pass you by. So always keep on learning, okay? Keep on learning, keep on improving, whether it's on a German language, whether it's in your nursing career. Improve something, take little courses that will just help you be on top of your game. You never know which doors will open. You never know in the learning process who you will meet that will recommend you to another beautiful company that will pay you better or whatever, right? If you have excellency in your brand, in your career, even for example, let's say you're an au pair, maybe not an au pair, you are now at an Ausbildung, you are doing nursing, and you meet this wonderful patient. You have such excellency in your work, right? This patient might even recommend you to another hospital or whatever that is maybe better, or just a better opportunity, whatever, right? Opportunities will come, right? But it only comes to those that are excellent, for those that have crafted their skills, for those that are learned, right? So time and study, right? That is lesson 1. Be mindful of how you use your time, have intentionality, show up, be productive, so that you can be able to create wealth, right? Take your life seriously. And then number 2, linked to that, is to study, gain knowledge. Again, knowledge is power. Okay, so that is lesson 1 that the book talks about. So lesson 2 from the book is to seek wise counsel, right? Advice is something that is freely given away, right? So many people will advise you, your friends, your family, your co-workers, and whatever, right? It can be freely given away, but watch out to just take what is important, to just take what is necessary for you for that season. Don't take all advice, right? Just take advice that is worth it and leave the rest, right? Be mindful of the advice that you receive. Also, it should be from someone that is experienced, that has worked the work in that certain matter, right? The book says that you cannot seek advice about jewels from a bricklayer, right? hence we should also be mindful, or we should start normalizing seeking advice from financial advisors. Okay, go to Spakaze, go speak with your financial advisors or whatever, right? Seek mentors also, right? And when seeking mentors, I think we shy away, or we keep ourselves from experiencing that because we feel like, it's such a big investment. I have to look for a mentor and pay this person or whatever. But a mentor can be even someone from your family, your uncle, that rich uncle of yours that has made it in life, or that rich auntie of yours that you can see this person has been successful in that and that, or even just your friend here in Germany that you can see that, oh my God, this person seems to be successful in this matter and in that matter, right? So seek advice from wise counsel, seek advice from financial advisors, from mentors, from people that you can see this person has been successful, right? Not just from any pit or pole. Don't just take every counsel, like every advice. You will end up wasting your money and whatnot, right? So be mindful to seek wise counsel all the time. That will just guide you. And yeah, that's it on lesson number 2. Alright, so moving on to lesson 3 is that you should pay yourself, right? A part of what you earn should be yours. You should keep for yourself, and this shouldn't be less than 10%, right? And this can be from whatever type of earning, right? And doesn't matter how small your income is or how big it is, but a part of what you earn should be yours. You should keep for yourself. That is like a way of paying yourself, right? The book reads that if you were to become wealthy, what you save must earn, right? And its children must also earn. So this to say that 10% that you remove and take from your payday should birth something, right? It should reproduce, and that reproduction must continue to reproduce, right? So your money must work for you. In another way, your money must be your slave, right? It should work for you. It should be to grow yourself, not to pay yourself. So you don't take this 10%, you pay yourself, and then you go out to the club, or you go out buy yourself some fancy clothes because you are paying yourself, right? No, actually this 10%, once you have paid yourself, it should bear something. It should be able to grow and reproduce something. So you should invest it, right, back into yourself, right? You can invest it in even crafting your skills, making yourself better in terms of your skill, just growing your knowledge or whatever. Like for example, buying online courses, or just attending events for networking, or just anything that will just add value to your career in whatever industry that you find yourself, and or just building something, right? So maybe a side hustle or whatever, but the idea is that it should make you better and better and better and just reproduce, right? So yeah, that was the third lesson, is to always pay yourself first before you spend your money paying bills, going to the shop, going to Netto, buying all these things and whatever. That is like you are paying those companies, you are making them rich, but do you ever pay yourself, right? You should also invest back into who you are, into creating your worth, into creating yourself, who you are becoming, your visions, right? Your brand. And it's not just in terms of brand and entrepreneurship and YouTube, content creation, whatever. Even if you find yourself, whether it's in nursing, whether it's in plumbing, or it's whatever, you should always find ways to create wealth, right? Whether it's on side hustles, whether it's just getting better at what you do as a nurse, so that you guys should dream big. Maybe you would want to do your own private nursing or whatever, right? So if you want to create wealth, you should be a big dreamer, and if you are a big dreamer, you should be able to invest in yourself, put money aside, pay yourself, so that over time you can be able to create wealth, right? So that is lesson 3. Moving on to lesson 4, which is to save for an emergency fund, right? This this will create confidence in you. You know, when you walk into a room or when you're just seated with your friends, you will feel so good. You will feel like you are in control. Having a loaded emergency fund just makes you feel like you're in control of your life. You just respect yourself more. You just are enjoying life, right? It kind of eliminates just fear and anxiety of all the life troubles that we get to face. Also, you know, if it doesn't eliminate it, at least it reduces it, you know. So the Ausland of water can even come in, say whatever they want to, do whatever they want to, but you just know that I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Whatever may come, I'll be fine because I have an emergency fund, right? It just builds that confidence in you. You just live life a driven way, guys. We should have emergency funds. We should save towards our emergency fund. You can do it here, or you can do it back home where you come from. For example, in this case, if you come from Namibia, you can open an emergency fund and just save money there, and it just starts small. Make if you start a new habit in a simple way, it's always easier to stay in the game, you know. So I think when we start talking about emergency fund, we already want to save up 1,000s, 2,000s and whatever, right? We get excited and motivated actually when you are starting, also at the beginning, but it will not help you in the long run. Start simple, start small, and also it's according to the season that you are in, right? Sometimes we keep on procrastinating on having an emergency fund because we feel like I don't have the money for it, but it doesn't have to be too much. It can be just even 100 Namibian dollars. Yes, 100 Namibian dollars, because why not? At least you are building the muscle and habit of saving, right? So seasons do change, right? You will in life definitely find yourself in a better season, and then you can increase that amount. But start small, start somewhere, keep it simple, just save, right? Save for an emergency fund. Troubles will always be there, okay? Life will be lifing, life will always happen. So you will be on the safe side, and you will just live free of anxiety, free of fear and stuff like that, and just focus on your goals and your life. If you know that you are sorted somehow, there's a fund there that you can always rely on, right? So lesson 4 is to have an emergency fund. All right, so moving on to lesson 5, which is the last one, is investment, which is my favorite, to be honest. So the book reads that a man's wealth is not in the coins in his purse, but rather in the wealth that he builds, that he built it. So in other words, your wealth is not determined by your bank balance, right? But actually by how you build wealth, right? Is your wealth building? Is it accumulating? Are you having a certain business, or just an income stream that is growing and growing and growing, whether you are working or whether you are traveling or whatever, but this money is just there, it's building upon building and just growing upon growing, right? That is a man's wealth. If you have this type of business or income, then we can refer to you as a wealthy man, okay? But not by your bank balance, okay? So yeah, the importance of investment, right? We should invest, and investments can be anything that just retrains compound interest, everything that just grows your income. It can also be just starting a business, okay? And a business can be an investment, a side hustle, whatever. You can sell digital products, you can create a YouTube channel like me. This is a way of me also creating an investment for myself, for my family. You can buy walk-in shops or create a walk-in shop even, or whatever business that you desire, whatever is that you are passionate about. You can even just buy places or land and rent it out, right? Listen, the thing is, I will always emphasize on the point that we don't need to start big. Always we can start small if the season allows you, if what your bank account allows you is small. You can even buy an earth back home, say in Namibia, just an earth, and just build even shacks, ghettos, right? There are such cute ghetto designs in Namibia, you guys, right? Like you can cement it nicely, put in a ceiling even inside, whatever. Maybe build on that earth, maybe even 4 of them, 3 or 5, and then rent them out, right? That is an investment that you are making. So we should learn to kind of think outside of the box and not always procrastinate and think that you are not ready. I think you are always ready, right? You should, if you have the desire to build, right, if you are willing, if you have that willing power, you will always find something, right? And if you feel like, hey, I'm such a busy girl, I'm such a busy boy, I don't actually have time to run a business on the side or do side hustles or whatever, or it's just not my thing, it's okay. You can also actually invest in buying shares, right? There is such trusted brokers, even in Germany, like eToro, for example, where you can buy shares of Amazon, for example, and these shares continue to grow, right? I mean, we have smartphones, iPhones, right? We're just here taking photos all the time, looking cute, right? But hey, instead of just using the product, we can actually invest in the product, right? By buying Apple shares, okay? So we should kind of like always go outside of our comfort zone and do these things. This is what the 1% of the world, of these rich people, are doing. They're investing. So why we should stop shying away from investing, because we have trust issues. I don't trust this brokerage. What kind of a broker is this? How is this? How is this? Whatever. We limit ourselves with our disbeliefs, with not wanting to take risk sometimes, right? You know, you feel like opening a broker account, whatever, it's too risky. You can go to your bank and speak to your financial advisor there, ask them if there's opportunities of investment within the bank or whatever, right? Go to Sparkasse, go and talk with those people, right? If not Sparkasse, if not any banks here in Germany, maybe you don't want banks here in Germany, you can also invest back home while you are here in, again, brokers back home, or even going to financial institutes, even like Old Mutual, right? You can go to Old Mutual, open a portfolio over there and have an income fund that you're investing in property or whatever, right? But just invest into something that can just grow yourself. I have a guy, a very trusted, incredible guy from Old Mutual that has been literally, that created my portfolio. He has been on my account like ever since I was even back home in Namibia until now. He still works on my account. He's my go-to guy. He's very trusted. He's a great guy. I will link his details down here for all the Namibians out there that would want to open an investment account in Old Mutual. There is a variety of options. If you guys want us to have a separate video on investments and stuff like that, I think I love this topic. I would love to talk more about it. So just let me know down below in the comments. But there's so many ways where we can really actually invest. Investment is key in building wealth, right? So guys, let's build wealth, right? And remember what I said, the easiest way to start a habit is to start small. Just concentrate on being consistent, right? Start small. You don't have to invest huge amounts or whatever. Start small, just build that muscle. I think I would recommend that you, from whatever your earnings is, you take 10% to pay yourself. As we say, that should be number one. And then 10% to save towards an emergency fund, and then 10% that you can put aside for an investment, whatever investment of your choice, right? Yeah, I think that's what I would recommend, right? There's a lot of beautiful, great information and just education on financial literacy, personal finance literacy in this book, but I don't want to make the video too long as usual, so I think we will end there on those 5 lessons. I believe these 5 lessons are crucial, and it will just help us to our goal of creating wealth, being on top of our finances, and just building empires, and just having control of our money, right? Because if you if you don't tell your money where to go and what to do, it will do whatever it feels like it. Yeah, that's why you find people wondering at the end of the month, like, hey, what did I do with my salary? What happened with my income? What did I do this time? Whatever, right? So if you do not tell your money where to go, like take 10% here, take 10% here, take 10% here, it will go into other places where it should not be going, where it's not growing. So yeah, these 5 lessons will just help us to be in charge of our finances and not the other way around, right? Not our money being in charge of us, no, right? So yeah, that's it on today's book. I will link the book down below. Also, you can purchase it from Amazon. It's a wonderful book. It's a classic, okay? It's a classic. It's very practical. It's wisdom here. It's very practical. So I would recommend that you buy it just to do more reading on it. So yeah, that's it for today's book review. Tell me, what are your thoughts? Tell me which lesson stood out for you, just down below. Let's continue the conversation on the comments, okay? Show some love by liking the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video, right? I'm always rooting for you. I always believe in you, and that's it.